I'm gonna ask you guys a question. What do all these things have in common? It's one, the first Google search ever, the first MP3 ever, Monica Lewinsky giving Bill Clinton top in the Oval Office, Mankind almost losing his life because Undertaker threw him off the roof of Hell in a Cell. A lot of things happened in a certain time frame. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you guys know what all these things have in common?
Like an era.
Matic as well.
Damn.
A lot of things happened in this.
The
era.
first Google search.
First Google search.
Yeah, and the first MP3.
2003. No, 2000.
1998.
Oh
Wow, really?
shit.
Yeah, pivotal year.
No shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Bro, I thought you were gonna say 9/11. I was like, yo.
Oh, damn.
That was in the numbers.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Brian, you're good at math. How do you feel about mathematics? my mathematic for mathematics.
Yo, that's wild.
Yo, I actually wrote something. I actually wrote that.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Like that.
But yeah, I thought that was crazy. What part of Venezuela are you from?
Monagas.
Monagas,
Which
okay.
is 3 hours away from the capital, which is Caracas.
Wow, so you guys are close. And is Monagas one of the major cities?
No, it's a small city. It's it is a small city, and then where I come from, it's Maturin, which is just a small town.
That's the town in it.
That's the town in it I was born. Yeah, my mom is actually from Caracas, and she moved to Monagas because of my dad. And majority of the family that I have left in Venezuela majority's in Caracas. I have some in Monagas, but most of my family, thank God, is here. Obviously throughout the years, because I've been here for 11 years, 10 years. So,
okay, I was gonna ask. So it's about 11 now.
11 now.
Yeah,
11 now. 2013, 2014, yeah, around that.
And that's right around the time where I learned of all the political unrest and stuff going on out there. So you guys left escaping that? Is that a part of the relocation?
Well, 1998 was the year where Chavez took over. So that's another year for me. Yeah, so that was the year where like people that were born in my year don't know Venezuela how it used to be. As Venezuela used to be I kind of like put it as a Miami where you have multiple people for multiple nationalities. You know, they go like, yeah, you have Italians. Like I grew up with Italians, Arabians, like crazy. My mom knows how to cook Italian food, Arabian food, and I love it. Like I'm a fan of shawarma. Like people don't know that. Like it's weird for me, but
that's cool.
Like inside of Venezuela, there was like just so many people. Colombians too. Like I had a babysitter. She was Colombian. I grew up with
Venezuela was popping.
Was pop? Yeah, exactly.
Early 90s.
Yeah, it was.
When he was born, I worked at the airport.
Yeah.
We used to ship, bro. I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Truckloads and truckloads of computers.
My
everybody listening thought that was gonna go somewhere else.
No, my uncle from my dad's side. He got married to my aunt. She's Cuban. Ella es de Pinar del Rio, and her father used to be in the militia. And then when the whole thing with Castro happened, they moved to Venezuela. I think when 1980, they were there for 15 years in Venezuela, and they moved to Venezuela. The golden era. They were like, "Fuck it, let's just go over there." Yeah, so.
Bro, I'm telling you, Maiquetía, Maracaibo.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah,
nice.
Maiquetía, Caracas. Yeah, Maracaibo is another pivotal city too, very important city. And then when it happened, 2010, I think Chavez died in 2012, I believe. 2012, 2013,
That sounds right. Yeah.
My uncle and my aunt left from Venezuela to Miami. Right, my uncle that got married with my Cuban aunt, because they predicted that this show was gonna take everything that took place right now. They were like, "We already know this shit. We already know the story." And the story.
Educate me a little bit. I'm not too familiar. So when Chavez first takes over the year you're born, 1998, it goes from a melting pot to.
It doesn't go necessarily like that automatically. It's just that it took time. But the whole promising thing that happened between Chavez and whoever the contender that was taking place, the president at that time, he started promising a lot of things to the people. Like they looked at this guy like he was the savior. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, false promises.
A lot of people connected with what and I'm not into politics, but they connected to like how Trump is like right now, like making it look like he's a savior or whatever. Which
it's more like what Castro did in Cuba. In
yes. Thank you for correcting me, because I'm not in politics.
So Hitler did. Hitler came in at the time of the Depression.
They're like, look, I'm the guy. I'm the guy you got to vote for. And that's what you started doing. And a lot of people, even I have some family members that they voted, but early on they said, they started seeing like, yo, this is not the guy. So obviously codicia, obviously, you know, like just wanting more stuff. Forget my Spanish coming out, but
Well, has greed. That's
greed.
What is
yeah,
that?
greed.
Okay.
Oh yeah, greed. Stuff
there
like
with
that.
your
Yeah, I was like, what?
Like getting more stuff and stuff like that. So I started like I think 2000 from my memory 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's when you started seeing like prices going up.
You
There's
started
no
feeling
gas.
it. You started
Yeah,
feeling the
like
difference.
exactly. Like light will go for like 3 to 4 days. Water will go for 3 to 4 days. So people started building like their own generators.
And you're young experiencing it because the truth
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that could have been happening at a smaller scale, but the fact that it's happening at
Right.
a level where you're being affected by it, you're like, wait,
Exactly.
hold on.
So,
this is
like,
good.
my-
medicine became scarce too.
Medicine became scarce too, to a point that my grandfather died because they couldn't find oxygen. That's how he
Damn.
passed.
Sorry, man.
No, man, it's fine. It's fine. It happened, but that's another reason why a majority of my family is here now because obviously it's hard. A lot of people, you know, pass scarcity. You know, not much food, milk. I remember they started mixing coffee. They started mixing wood, like pieces of wood with coffee, just to spread it out. The milk
the
went
fuck?
from being obviously like the milk that I remember that they used to give me and my sister will be like, you know, leche en polvo, ground, that couldn't find that anymore. You know, stuff. Much of the stuff that we had that was made in Venezuela will be exported, like export, whatever, and that will be more expensive.
Yeah.
So things that they would sell in this, like instead of selling in the supermarket, they would sell it in the street, and it would be like expired and stuff like that. So things like that we started seeing that it just the collapse, and then prices. I remember my mom would give me like, let's put this analogy, like $10 to just, you know, buy some meals at school or whatever. It went from $20, from $30 to $50 to now my mom telling me like, look, I'm sorry, you know, I don't got shit. You know? And then my mom had a really good. She was a teacher for autistic kids. So my mom has what equivalent to a PhD.
A secure,
Yeah, a
wow.
secure job. Yeah,
Secure
and my dad
job
was in
with
construction,
stable profession.
so my dad started seeing like he couldn't find workers because the workers wouldn't want to go out because it wasn't safe. And then it wasn't safe. Then he couldn't find concrete to like, you know, do construction. And little things like that here and there. And my dad was like, look, he had a contract with the government. So because he had a contract with the government, and he was in the opposition, right, voting for the left or right or whatever, they wouldn't give him work, like jobs.
Wow.
So that's already
Politics.
it's politics.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like my
Right.
dad started seeing that. Then my mom obviously went from making like, let's say $50K a year to like, let's put $50K, to like $30K, you know. Or it may still made $50K, but wasn't enough to like buy food and stuff like that. And we were in a very good position in like Venezuela. We were okay, you know. We lived stable, and we come from my grandfather used to run the airport in Maturin, like where I'm from. He used to run that, and he used to do a lot of import and export too. But then obviously that slowed down, you know. He obviously retired, so like it was a snowfall effect. And then connecting it to what I said earlier, my aunt with her dad, they were like, listen, we got to get the fuck out of here right now because it's just looking the same. And the word was around in Miami. I think I went to Miami once before that time. The word was around that a lot of Cubans were saying to Venezuelans like, hey, be mindful, it's looking the same, you know, trajectory looks the same as Cuba. And they were like, no, it's just, we've been there, done that, like, get the fuck out, you know. And they were like, no, we're good, we're safe. And my dad was one of them. So my aunt and my uncle, they said like, fuck this, we're leaving. They left first at 2010. And then my dad was like, look, we're gonna stay, I don't want to leave, you know, where I'm at. Obviously prideful, and he was like, look, I think we got this, you know. And then 3 years later, they were like, you know, fuck
Hey, you
this,
don't want to
you know.
relocate your family.
Yeah, and the way
predicament.
we came to Dallas, I have an uncle from my mom's side that he moved in 1997. He went to Harvard, and he had a scholarship here, and then lives in Dallas. And we went to visit him, and then we stayed here. We came for 3 weeks, and then within the week, my uncle, my mom, my dad had a conversation. They were like, listen, you know, it's better if I think you guys should stay. They basically created that proposition to my mom and my dad. Like, my uncle told them, like, look, I think you guys should stay because it's not looking good. So they got my aunt, my grandma, all my family that was over there in Venezuela. They got them to sell all their assets, the house, the cars, and stuff like that, to basically, you know, stay here. And then we relocated from Dallas to Miami because originally we were gonna stay in Dallas because my uncle, that's married to my Cuban aunt, they were here in Miami. So we're like, it's better if you guys are both here. You guys can help each other. So we ended up living in a 2-bedroom apartment and it was 11 people in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got it done.